Hello students, here we go again. Let's read the problem. And it says, the area of a rectangular ice rink is 3x squared plus 5x plus 2, and it is modeled below. In factor form, what is its width and length? Well, first of all, we know that it is a rectangle. We also know that this represents the area, right? So I'm going to put the word area highlighted, and I'm going to highlight this as well. Because they goes together, right? That's the area. Okay. What is the question asking me to find? They want me to find the width and the length. So they're giving me a model already. So let's see if you guys can understand how the model works. So in the model, I do know that this is the length, and we do know that this is the width. So since they want me to find the measurements, right? I don't see numbers, but I do see kind of like variables and things like that. So I understand that I need to find two factors, right? So let's do the x and the t. So let me give you a couple of seconds for you guys to do that. Okay, so I hope you have your x and your t ready. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to rewrite my trinomial. And the reason for that is because I want to help you identify A, B, and C in case that we're still having trouble with that. So right below that, I'm going to write down my standard form. Yes, ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So what I want to do next is I want to identify who is A, B, and C. So I'm going to write down A, B, and C. Okay, so A, it's whom? Well, it's right here, right? So A is 3, you're right. How about B? Well, B is right here, right? So that is A5. And C, that's my last one. It's A2, right? Okay, so I'm gonna write down my 2 right below here. Okay, so let's make sure we put colors over here so that you know who goes with whom. This is B and this is C. Okay, so with that in mind, now we're gonna do our X, right? So let's see if you remember here. I'm gonna multiply A times C, right? So A times C is 3 times 2, gives me a 6. Opposite of that would be B, and my B is a 5. And on the lower side, I am going to write down my A's, which is the coefficient 3. 3 goes right here. And now the question is who goes on those empty spaces, right? Well, what we're going to do, remember, on my table, we're going to find the product, right? And the product for what? The product of 6. And we also need to find the sum of 5 using the factors, right? So let's start with the first one. If I always recommend this, start with 1. So 1 times 6 is 6. And remember, since I'm looking for a positive 6, that means that I can also multiply my two factors by using the negative sign because I will still get a positive 6, right? Next, we're gonna go to the number 2. 2 times who gives me a 6? Well, 2 times 3 is 6. So I'm gonna write down the negative 2 and the negative 3. And negative 2 times negative 3 gives me a positive 6. So since 2 and 3 are so close to each other, that means that I'm done, right? Let's move on to the right side. Now I'm looking for the sum, which means I need to add 1 plus 6 gives me a 7. Negative 1 plus a negative 6 gives me a negative 7. So no, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's move on to the next one. 2 plus 3 gives me a what? Very good. I get a 5. And what do we say at this point? Bingo, right? Well, I hope that you see that that's what I'm looking for. I was looking for a 6 and a 5. But not to feel too overconfident, we're going to go to the next one. Negative 2 plus a negative 3 gives me a negative 5. So the only thing that gives me my numbers are the 2 and the 3, right? So let's go ahead and highlight those. These are the factors that I need to use on my x, right? So I'm going to write down a 2 on the left side and a 3 on the right side. And remember, before you even highlight, before you tell me anything else, you gotta remember to simplify. So can I simplify any of them? Well, I'm hoping that you say that this 3 can be divided by 3, right? So what do I get? 3 divided by 3, I get a 1. And 3 divided by 3 also gives me a 1. And let's remember that my bottom numbers are the ones who carry the x. So let's highlight this. Remember, these are the ones that I am going to rewrite as my factors, right? So the first one is 3x plus 2. Second factor is 1x plus 1. Now remember that anytime that the coefficient is a 1, we can always rewrite it. So I'm going to rewrite 3x plus 2 exactly the same. But on the next one, I'm going to just write down x plus 1. And I want you to go back and see if there's anything that looks like those factors. It's 3x plus a 2 and x plus 1. So yes, the answer should be letter D for that. And you know what? Before I finish this, I want to point something out to you guys. I want you to go back and look at the model. Remember there was a model given to us? And I want you to look at the length. And on the length, notice how here, this is 1x, this is 2x, and this is 3x. You guys see that? 1, 2, 3. And there's 2 units. Therefore, the length is basically 3x plus 2, which is one of the answers that we found, right? What about on the width? What do I see on the width? Well, I only see 1x right here. I do not count that one because that's still part of this section. Because remember, you count from here to here. That's 1x. And a 1 makes what? X plus 1. I want you to look at the factors that we found. So I know what you're thinking. Miss, you made me do all the work when I could have done that. Well, now you know that's another way that you can identify the length and the width when a model is given to you.